The idea of this book came about. Ed and I are old friends, and we both were living in New York. And years ago, at actually we were sitting at a bar, appropriately enough, at a Christmas party. We were talking about sort of the olden days when people really tossed it back. And Eddie came up with the idea of a book about hard-drinking American writers. And so we put together a proposal and sold that book, which was Hemingway and Bailey's Bartending Guide to Great American Writers. And that seemed to go over pretty well. And so they wanted a follow-up. And so then by that time I was a screenwriter. Am a screenwriter living out in Los Angeles. And so we decided we would do Hollywood. And sort of looking at Hollywood through the lens of drinking. So it sort of is a social history.
So originally it started as this companion piece to our first book about famous American authors and their drinking habits. But really, Mark ended up finding out so much great information, and it starts in the silent era, goes up into the 70s, and it became a much larger book than the original and really stands on its own.
We sort of had a tiger by the tail because a lot of drinking went down in the last 100 years in Hollywood. And so the book it's built around famous, movie stars, directors, screenwriters, and it tells funny stories of kind of wild times. And it also talks about the famous watering holes where they got together and drank and partied. And if one of the stars had a favorite cocktail, we included that cocktail recipe. And then Eddie is a fantastic illustrator, and so the book is just, this beautiful, lush book that has portraits of all of the movie stars and drawings of all of these, these hot spots. And so it's a lot of fun to dip into and kind of pick up, and you can read a bit and pick it up later.
I had a lot of fun with the illustrations. I wanted the book to feel like when you were looking at the illustrations, I wanted the illustrations themselves to almost feel a little bit tipsy. Like you were looking at the illustrations through the bottom of a whiskey glass. So everything is a little bit off, a little bit wonky, and I had a lot of fun maintaining the integrity of the sort of likenesses of the characters and the places and the drinks, but also giving it a little twist, if you'll excuse the pun. So it was challenging, but a lot of fun, and so far no complaints. Everybody seems to know who everyone is in the book too, which is, as a caricaturist, that's hugely important.
Well, the book right now is it's on sale at most of your local bookstores, and we love to support the independent bookstores. You can also get it on Amazon and at all of the big chain stores, Barnes and Noble and all. So it's out there, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We've gotten to we're here at High West Distillery, and High West whiskey has kind of. We joke that we're professionals now, that we have sponsorship. We're sponsored drinkers.
Our moms would be proud.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of events across the country in New York and LA and Chicago, and it's been a lot of fun.